Hey y'all, hey. How y'all doing today? This is Goldie. I just had to take my headphones off because I want to make sure I hear everything. Um, want to let me make sure I can hear y'all before because okay, yep, I can hear y'all. Hey y'all. All right. Good day. This is Coach Alanda, and you can follow me on my pages at Media Boss Goldie. I am on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can follow me. And if you're watching from Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, check in with me. Check in with me. You all may not be on. If you're on live, this will be up later. So you can go over to my channel. You can subscribe to my channels. I have a Patreon. And this will be available later on Patreon. If you are a Patreon subscriber, I just reactivated that. So going to be putting a lot of information on there. If you are a member of either Patreon or my coach group or a subscriber to my Alanda page on Facebook. So all of the goodies will be there. It'll be locked away. So the only way you're going to have access to much information is if you are a subscriber. These things I do on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when I do my videos. This is free. You will be able to get inspired, get a couple of coaching tips, and see what I do and what I offer as far as a coach is concerned. But today I want to just do some Sunday inspiration. I want to just sit with you and just go over what's happening, right? Right now, we are in a time that it seems like it's fast paced moving, but everything is seeming to be happening. And um life can be happening. A lot of us are in a transitional period, and we don't even realize that we're transitioning out of old patterns that no longer serve us. So there's a lot of resistance. And so when we're seeing this resistance, it seemed like that the world is falling down around you. Everything just don't seem to be working. What that is, God, creator, universe they're making you uncomfortable. It's making you uncomfortable to go into a better version of yourself. You are going to be fine. And it sounds very superficial that I say you'll be fine, but trust me, I have been burned out, burnt up, baptized with fire, bent, molded, shaped, all of that, and I am still standing. I've tried to take myself out of life 3 times, and thank God I failed. But I have tried. It seemed like when everything was falling around me, I just wanted to give up. And so I totally understand what it's like to have your back against the wall. Also, I want to say, first of all, this is the 4th of February, and I want to say happy Black History Month to my fellow people in the community. Happy Black History Month. We have been doing some amazing work already. Like this past Friday, there were some events out and about where I live. We had an art opening at the library. A artist that does metal sculpting created some metalwork and just for the Black experience. It is amazing. There was a poetry type art show that was also nearby, and there had some new poets and some favorites, as well as some favorite artists that showed up last year at the previous art and poetry event. So we have got some great things that we have normally didn't haven't seen in a long time in Dubuque, Iowa, right? So we have all these things that's happening during Black History. At the end of this month, there would be a Black book. I got to look it up because it's celebrating Black children's books, and we'll be doing at your library. So it'll be Black Book Children's Black Book Week. So I will be sharing that later. So I just wanted to jump in here and just sit and tell everyone what I want to talk about today about resistance. We want to really let go of some of our old patterns, and then a lot of things show up, as we resist, a lot of things show up to make us uncomfortable, make us upset, and we don't even realize that it's a mirror of where our work needs to get done, right? Therefore, when you have an opportunity to clean up your stuff, you ain't gonna like it. Like, what is it? When I hear this scripture about the truth shall make you free, it only applies to folks that want to expose somebody else into some truth that they don't, they want to show them up. But we don't like to see our own reflection, our own truth when we're faced with it. We don't like it. But it's so necessary because your best and better version is on the other side of that truth. So getting the truth is uncomfortable, but resistance is worse. If you all are Star Trek fans or Trekkies out there, where they say resistance is futile, that's pretty much what it is. Stop resisting. And resisting means you just want to just ignore. You want to positive everything over. You want to put a positive cloak over it. Like everything is positive. God got me and I don't have to worry about that. No, you're resisting because you want someone else to fix the problem. You want to alleviate your problem without you working through your problem. We have to learn how to work through our problems. We have to understand what it's like to get to the other side of these bumps and bruises so we can accomplish better versions of ourselves on a daily basis. It is such a challenge, but it's necessary. And I know that a lot of people do not think this is not a popular message. Self-work is not a popular message. I'm telling you, but we are being called to the carpet to start working on ourselves. Now, I listen to a lot of different thought leaders, a lot of different ministers, just so I can get some information to see what other people are teaching, right? And I follow this guy. I follow this Islamic person, like Islamic minister, and he's a good teacher. And my goodness, he had broken down so much. So if you go to my channel, once you subscribe, you will see that I did a series about 5 years ago, and it's titled "Still Bleeding." And in this series on Still Bleeding, I broke down a lot of different ways that we are wounded and cut and messed up, and we are inflicting that on people, on innocent people around us, whether it be your spouse, your friends, your children, people in proximity of you. You are hurt, and you can pour that hurt onto other people and don't even know it. Or you so wounded that people around you don't realize it because you holding on to this hurt. So there's so many layers to this. So when I did this, um, Still Bleeding, I launched it 5 years ago. When I did it, I had to really tap inside of let me get it. I had to really get into the teaching more so than just trying to tell people what they should do. Because to me, that's one of the things that we really don't aren't aware of, that we're so busy trying to tell people what to do, and we don't live the things we preach. We don't practice what we preach. Okay, so that's what I want to say. So the Still Bleeding is a healing series, and I want to make sure. Oh, there we go. I don't want it to play while I'm talking. So the first one, I'm going to try to share some of these. I don't want to play it as I'm looking, but the beginning, let's see, I did Still Bleeding. It was an introduction. I did that last week. And why is he texting me? Hold on, you guys. Uh, what? Okay, you guys, hold on. Okay, that's my husband. Wait, you want a cheeseburger from McDonald's? Really? You would text me? Did I mention to go 26? That's nice hot fries. What? To go 26? He don't even realize I'm I'm online right now. Give me 15 minutes because it's not going to take long. Okay. All right. So let me finish because I want you all to really get this. So I did the series and I kind of introduced the fourth episode that I did called The Victim Experience. I want to go back and talk about, not go back, but I'm just going to give bits and pieces of the series. So I talked about values, toxic values, generational curses. Now, this was episode 5. But before you're going to get to this, so once you become a subscriber, if you become a subscriber on my Facebook page, you will have access to this for it's $4.99 to be a subscriber. As long as you're a subscriber, you'll have access to each video per month. Now, I'm not going to release the whole series because each one has so many tools in it. I've updated some of the things. I'm working on a worksheet so I can create a book. You have access to this as well as access to Empower to Dream because I'm relaunching that book later this month. So these are coaching tools that will be free for you once you come to the subscriber on my Facebook Coach Alanda page, right? So you go there, not my personal profile page. So once you go there and become a subscriber, you have access to my online videos, my teaching series. Now, if you become a group coach client in the 90 days, you have access and the weekly access to a lot of tools, teaching tools. We'll have group focus. You'll have access to the entire library of Still Bleeding, and you will get a book from me, get the Empower to Dream book if you sign up to be a group coach. If you also look, the best thing about this, if you get a Open Your Eyes Visualize course and you can complete it anytime you want to, you pay the $99 for that. It's a Master Force course. You pay $99 for that. You will become a online group coach member 90 days for free. You hear me? Free. That is usually it's $100 for a 90-day group coaching plus a 50% discount for one-on-one coaching. So if you enroll into Master Force Academy and enroll for the Close Your Eyes and Visualize course, you will have access to the coaching group for free. I am a certified life coach, executive life coach with Master Force, and I can mentor you and give you the tools and support that you need along with this course. So I am offering assistance with the course as well as giving you tools to use while you're in our group coaching. You'll have peer mentors. We just started the group, so it's not a lot of people. I had to clean out the group and start over. So right now you join, you will have a peer mentor, you will have but not a peer mentor, but you know what I mean, you all get to talk, you have a buddy. You will also have, like I said, a support. We'll check in once a week. You get the Master Force course, Close Your Eyes and Visualize. You will get that. You enroll in that, you will be able to get into this coaching group for free. Okay. So I just want to just tell you all that. So I have many options to I will have many options to give you this because this is how committed I am to get you all to get through these times because it is time for us to live our best lives. And who do not want a better version of themselves? I'm going to give you access to, I'm going to give you tools. I stay in YouTube. I love YouTube University. I love creating. I love listening to meditation, listening to audiobooks. There's so many things that resonate with the lot where the path I'm on. There's so much information out there that you can see it, and you will be able to get access to it. So basically, I would just help you navigate around where to go, how to hear what you need to hear for the moment. Because a lot of people don't really understand that everything we need is on the inside of us. We just have to trust our intuition and trust that God gave us everything we need to navigate through life. We have been so disconnected that we don't even understand how to get back into ourselves so we can sync up with nature around us, with the planetary energy. We have been disconnected. We have been thrown off by the calendar. I watched a video last night on how the calendars, the months are like off because I was a kid and I remember learning as a child of I think it was like the shapes, the geographic shapes. And I remember that octagon, OCT, and there's another shape with NOV, with Nova in it or something. I remember asking a question about October. Like, why is October the 10th month? And because they taught us root words. A lot of people say I was always asking a lot of questions. I stayed in trouble. But I was like, well, why is it that October is the 10th month, but OCT is a word that's found in it has eight. Like I don't oct stand for eight. I remember asking this as a child, and the teacher looked at me like I was crazy. But I saw a video last night and I'm like, oh my God, see, I knew it. Now, if I can go back 40 plus years ago and be like, see, time travel and get the verbiage that I needed to explain what I was trying to say, I would probably like open some doors for her, right? So I saw this video and it just resonated with me so much that I was able to accept the information and download the information to hear what they were trying to say. So it made so much sense to me. So I want to assist my clients, you, to navigate through how to trust your intuition. If trust that if something don't seem right, you need to investigate and find out why something don't connect with you, or are you resisting a connection? I have so many tools that I've learned on how to unlearn the things I was taught. So let me touch on something right quick because in this part that I've learned that I did and the let's see, on the generational curses. I don't want to play it because I don't want you all to be able to hear that. So, and you all gonna, like I said, when this comes up, I'm gonna have it revamped. You have access to it once you become a subscriber. So I'm gonna read this. And so when people think of values, we think of our beliefs and personal convictions that kept us on the right side of morality. As long as we aren't violating moral turpitude, criminal acts such as murder, abuse, sexual assault, larceny, etc. Anything that violates that law is considered heinous. However, it happens on a daily basis. How does it start? If you go back to part 2 of the series, we spoke on how parents are the child's first teacher. Whether we teach our children voluntary or involuntary, we are the example of what children know, what they know, and grow up in their environment. So and then and more into this, how others bleeding in quotes, affect us, and how unresolved issues cause great domino effects that can alter the lives of others, not just the people suffering from afflicted psyche, but how it affects, how it impacts us, right? So mostly we are crying for validation, acceptance, and rejection leads us into a quagmire of hurt. So saw this Muslim minister, a teacher that is breaking it down, and he talked. I mean, I got went down a rabbit hole with him, and he spoke and touched on so many things. And I have some references from the Quran, the Course in Miracles, the Bible and other tools, other books that pretty much resonate with the story or the series that I'm telling, right? So let me tell you what I saw. Talked about dysfunctional families, and see, everybody think dysfunctional families is because, if you grew up this type of way with lack of resources, or your families did all types of things, that's dysfunctional. But there is a lot of um there are a lot of variables in what can create a dysfunctional family. So when I was listening to him, I took notes. It's substance abuse families. You talk about how kids grow up into the substance abuse families, how they abuse alcohol, alcohol, drugs, any type of vice that would take you out of your nature, right? And you have so much disconnection going on that you don't even realize that you have children. You think all you have to do is just take care of them, meet their needs, and you're good. You are grooming your child. I hate using that word. I said that last week. You are creating a space for your child to just know this. Now, very, very few children wake up and like, I don't want this for myself, so therefore I need to get out of this. There is one in every family that sees something just not right when the adults are acting up. Okay. Conflict driven families. He said, the guy who I was watching, he said it breed mental disorders like bipolar disorder, all these other things that because it gives you apprehension, right? It makes you apprehensive. And conflict driven is mostly narcissistic abuse. Conflict driven is you can't do anything unless there's a fight involved. I grew up in this type of family environment, and emotional detached and authoritarian. I'm going to get to that. So conflict driven is he gave this as a type. A violent family. Violence as in kick the walls, whoop on somebody, fight somebody because they did something. Anything that resolves, that goes into fist fighting or something like that. That is part of the violence in there's a violent family. The next one, authoritative family, right? You got rules. Do it my way or the highway. You don't do anything else. You do everything has to be done in a certain order because I say so. Like, you're gonna eat this because I say so. You're gonna do this because I say so. That is an emotionally damaging. That's damaging. And now I'm going into emotionally detached. Now, so I'm gonna go back over it. Substance abuse families, conflicts driven families, violent families, authoritarian families, and emotionally detached families. Now, let me tell you how all of these kind of spill over into the other. When you are an emotionally detached family, you hide your feelings. You seem as negative. If you address something, more than likely they're avoiding conflict. They do not want to because if you bring up something, if there's a conflict, you don't want to bring it up. You may have people in your family that have their own families that are conflict driven. They want, if they come to a barbecue or an outing with your family, nothing goes right unless somebody kicking some shit off, right? That is, you see all of these variables of families. And authoritative, the most authoritative families I grew up in. My mother was, I won't say, yeah, my mother and my stepfather, he was an authoritarian, but he was also violent, right? I had the both in my family. Had this in my family after my mother died and lived with my grandmother. It was authoritative. You don't get to choose. And we were also made to eat. Like, you hungry, you gonna eat, and you bet you ain't getting up from the table until you eat this. You see what I mean? And the conflict driven. I grew up in conflict. Like, we could not have a good time without the adults all of a sudden. I remember a relative of mine that got into it with one of the other adults. And it was a kid's birthday. It was a week before my birthday. I remember this was Memorial Day. We was on a back porch. It was a cake. It was barbecue. We doing all this. And this one family member came in, something went down. They got to fist fighting and knocked over everything. We as children see that the cake got destroyed. Things got spilled. It ruined everything. They were not thinking of how the kids would react. So seeing this conflict in our family was normal. It was disappointing, but there's nothing you can do about it, because when you're an authoritative family, mind your business, do as I say, not as I do. right? So these are type of things that that bring us into a reality that the world is like this, and it skews our choices. It makes us think our decisions are based on our experience, and then we start getting into this. So my inspiration for you today is to start digging in the first traumatic experience that you had. Write it down. S- See how this have impacted your choices as a child, and no, as an adult. How did this impact you? How do you make your decisions? Are you in bad behavior or accepting bad behavior based on um you want to avoid conflict? You're emotionally detached? Do you sit and judge your family members who are substance abuse users instead of supporting them or finding out how or ways that instead of blocking them out? I mean, yeah, there may be some people that do not want to change. You can't save them, but how can you not make them a focal point when they come around in family gatherings? Because that was another thing in my family. The person that was a user, she became a focal point when she came into the space. Everything will be going good, and she comes. Everybody, you have to hide your purse. People start, talking crazy, and you hear the adults bickering, and here we go. Conflict happens every time there is a person that people want to pick with. If somehow, I guess, you get bored, drinking, get involved. Here we go. Right. So I'm giving you some tools. Journal this week. What is a traumatic experience that has that you relive over and over again that kind of impact your choices as an adult? Even as it think of three traumatic experiences: as an adult, as a teenager, and as a child. Because there are some things that happen to us even in our informative years that we tend to don't remember until we interact with people. Our social behaviors have a lot to do with how we grew up and what type of interactions. Were we bullied? Were you a bully? Were you used to getting your way? Because that's another way of dysfunction, that you get so emotionally detached that you give instead of nurturing, and that is very confusing to a child because they believe this is love. So if you believe that this is what you need to do to get attention, you expect people to give you things, and if they don't give you things, they don't love you. So get at your journals. And this video will be up. It's on my YouTube channel. Click like and subscribe. You will have access to my videos, Still Bleeding. I am in a process of editing and updating the links and references that I use. And follow me all over social media. I am on um, Instagram, Twitter, X, Threads, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So follow me, subscribe. You can subscribe on all my channels. You can follow me, and then you can subscribe on my Alanda Gregory, my Coach Alanda's page, and that is you can find me at Media Boss Goldie. You can find that. You can get to me, right? So, as in closing, I just want to say thank you all for listening, as I do not want to make this more than 30 minutes, but I also get into my teaching mode and I can go on forever. But this is just an update to let you know about my series of Still Bleeding, how you can get coaching as well. Coaching it's an investment. And once you go through and start unlocking some of the blocks that you're having, you will then start understanding what you need to do to live your best life. This is not a popular message. I am not trying to be a coach, like live your best life and you pay me all these thousands of dollars so you too can then get other people, and then you still living to impress folks. This message is not for you. I am not trying to get you to impress people. I want you to be better than what you were yesterday. Your competition is yourself, your old version and your new version. You do not want to go back into old patterns that no longer serve you, and you do not want to live in a way that you're trying to impress other people. people. So I hope this helps you. I am so glad and so grateful that I'm able to do this for you each and every week. Catch me tomorrow on TikTok, Media Boss Goldie. I'll give my coaching tools for Monday motivation that start your week off, and Wednesday for Wisdom Wednesday. And then Friday is Feel Good Friday. You count your gratitude for the week. What's your weekly wins, things of that nature. So again, thank you so much for tuning in to Coach Alanda on my Coach Alanda YouTube, my LinkedIn, and my Facebook page. Thank you all so much. I will see you next week. Tune in, follow me. Go over to tryphoenixgroup.com. If you're looking for one-on-one coaching, I offer that. If you do not want to do all this, but you just want one-on-one coaching, I will be happy to do that. I am taking clients, very limited clients, but I'm taking clients. So if you want to join a 6-week coaching session with me, get over to tryphoenixgroup.com and fill out coaching services, fill out an assessment, and I will get with you, set up a consultation. It's free, and then we can go from there. Until next week, I hope you live a happy and fulfilling life. I send nothing but blessings your way. I pray that you get everything that you ask for, and I pray that you get all the answers that you're looking for, because you too deserve to live the best life possible. God did not put us here to suffer, but God wants us to live the best life in God's glory, connect to our divinity, so we can help other people unlock their own power. Until next week, see y'all later.